A poor little boy helps a wounded Hell's Angel on a lonely road, and the next day, 100 Hell's Angels line up outside his house. What happened will break your heart. Backhand index point right before we start the story. Make sure to subscribe to Bikers Hype, like the video, and share it with your friends. Backhand index pointing right, and if you love Hell Angels, share this video and help us reach our 1,000 subscribers. Backhand index pointing right, comment your name to be featured as the next Hell Angel character in our upcoming story. Poor little boy helps a wounded Hell's Angel. Next day, 100 Hell's Angels line up outside her house. Every town has one silent road. A road that knows too many secrets. A road that watches people pass but never tells what it saw. For the small town of Willow Creek, that road was Hunter's Hollow, a long stretch of cracked asphalt between two tall forests. Beautiful in the day, dangerous at night. And that is where 8-year-old Noah Turner, a thin little boy with oversized shoes and a backpack held together with tape, walked every day after school. Noah lived with a single mother, Grace Turner, in a tiny wooden house at the end of the road. Grace worked 2 jobs. Noah often helped her by collecting cans, selling pencils, doing yard work, anything to bring home $1. But on the evening of October 12th, something happened on Hunter's Hollow that would change Noah's life forever. Something loud, something violent, something dangerous, and something unexpected. Noah was walking home, counting the coins he'd earned that day, when he heard it. A motorcycle engine trying to roar but failing, followed by a crash. Then silence. Noah froze. Another rumble came. This one weaker, like the breath of a dying beast. He slowly walked toward the sound. His heart pounded. His breath trembled. And there, behind a fallen tree, he saw him dot a biker, big, bloody, and barely conscious that a Hell's Angel. The man was huge, with a thick beard, tattoos, leather vest, and a patch that read, Hell's Angels. West Coast said his motorcycle lay crushed against a rock. One of his legs was pinned, blood soaked through his jeans, dripping into the dirt. Noah swallowed hard. He had seen bikers like him only in movies. People in town said, stay away from bikers. His mother always warned him, never go near men with patches. But the biker looked up at him, eyes half closed, and whispered, help, please. Noah took a step back. His small hands shook. But then he looked closer at the man's face, not angry, not violent, just scared. And hurting, Noah whispered, I'll help you, sir. Don't move. The man gave him a weak smile. You're a brave kid. Noah pushed with all his strength. The fallen branch was too heavy. Tears filled his eyes, but he didn't stop. He pushed again and again and again. Finally, the biker groaned and slid free. Noah then tore off his own backpack, took out the small towel his mother packed, and pressed it against the biker's wound. You're gonna be okay? I promise. The biker's voice cracked. What's your name, kid? Noah. What's yours? Reaper, he whispered. Noah's eyes widened. Everyone in Willow Creek had heard that name. Reaper Williams, the most feared older member of the West Coast Hell's Angels, and Noah had just saved him. Reaper was losing strength. Kid, I might pass out. Help me get to your place. Mom will be worried, but okay, lean on me. The 250-pound biker leaned onto the 8-year-old boy's tiny shoulder. Noah grunted in pain but refused to stop. IT took them 35 minutes to reach Noah's small wooden house. Grace Turner opened the door and screamed. Noah, what is this? Mom, he's hurt. We need to help him. Grace hesitated. This was a biker, a dangerous one. But he was injured, bleeding, barely conscious. Her humanity won. Bring him inside. Quick. They lay Reaper on their couch. Grace cleaned his wound with trembling hands. This is deep. You need a hospital. No hospitals, Reaper growled weakly. Club will handle it. But the club was miles away. He wouldn't survive the ride. Grace looked at him and said, You're staying here tonight. I don't care who you roll with. Reaper nodded gratefully before passing out. At midnight, Reaper woke up. Noah was sleeping in a chair next to him, head on the table. Reaper stared at the boy. The kid had saved him, carried him, protected him, and 01, had done that for Reaper in years. He whispered, Kid, I owe you. In biker code, that meant a debt deeper than life. That Chapter 5. The morning that shook the town at sunrise, the quiet of Willow Creek shattered, engines roaring, thunderous, dozens of them. Grace ran to window. Her heart nearly stopped. The road outside was filled with motorcycles, big ones, loud ones, hundreds of them, their jackets all red. Hell's Angels, West Coast, California, Nevada, Oregon, and it was like the entire region had shown up. Noah rubbed his eyes and whispered, "Mom, did they come for me?" Grace didn't answer. She couldn't. The street vibrated with power and danger. Then one giant biker stepped forward. He had a thick beard, tattoos across his skull, and a vest that said, "Bull." He walked to the front door. Grace trembled as she opened it. Bull looked down at her, then down at Noah. "You must be the kid who saved Reaper." Noah nodded nervously. Bull removed his sunglasses. Behind them were eyes full of respect. "Kid, no one has ever helped one of ours like that. You brought our brother home alive." Noah gulped. Bull continued. "Reaper told us everything. How you pushed the tree off him. How you walked him home. How your mother treated his wounds." He pointed behind him. The line of bikers stood perfectly still. And then together, they saluted the boy, 100 fists over 100 hearts. Noah stood frozen. Grace covered her mouth to stop herself from crying. Bull then kneeled in front of Noah and said, "Son, if you ever need us, ever, you call this number." He handed Noah a metal card engraved with the Hell's Angels insignia and a private hotline. "That number? It rings all of us." Noah blinked. "All of you?" "All of us," Bull repeated. "From today, you're family." 2 hours later, the roar of engines faded. The Angels had left. Except for one, Reaper, he limped out of Grace's home, now bandaged and steady. He walked to Noah and kneeled down. "You saved my life, so I'm giving you something precious." He snapped his fingers. A few bikers rolled a large object covered by a cloth. When they pulled the cloth off, Noah gasped so hard he nearly fainted. IT was a mini custom-built motorcycle. Black. Chrome. With the name Noah painted in red flames. Reaper placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. "You're too young to ride now. But when you're older, this will be your first." Noah's eyes filled with tears. Why would you give me something so big?" Reaper smiled. "Because, kid, angels protect the ones who protect them." Grace wiped her tears. Reaper looked at her respectfully. "Ma'am, your son saved one of our strongest. You ever need help, anything, we owe you for life." Grace whispered, thank you so much." Reaper put on his helmet, turned his bike, and said, "Noah, you have our respect, and in our world that means everything." He rode off. The next months changed everything. People in town no longer laughed at Noah for being poor. Kids stopped bullying him. Adults treated Grace with more kindness. Why? Because every time Noah walked through town, people noticed a small metallic keychain hanging from his backpack. A keychain Reaper had given a tiny silver-winged skull. Rumors spread. Don't mess with the Turner family. They help the Angels. They're under protection. Some feared them. Some respected them. But Noah only cared about one thing. He had saved a life. And gained a family he never expected. On a cold December evening, Noah and Grace were walking home with groceries when headlights blinded them. The truck driver, drunk, came speeding straight at them. Grace screamed. Noah froze. But before the truck had hit, ROAR, a motorcycle slammed between Noah and the truck, skidding sideways. The rider pulled Grace and Noah to the side, saving them. When the dust settled, Reaper stood there, helmet off, beard blowing in the wind. He said only one thing. "Told you, kid. Angels protect those who protect them." Noah grew up strong, brave, respectful, and on his 18th birthday, Reaper and Bull returned with full club escort. "Kid," Bull said, "we've watched you grow. You earned something today." They handed him a leather vest, black, heavy, embroidered. The back said, "Hell's Angels." Prospect Noah, Little Reaper. Dino cried. Grace cried. Even Reaper wiped a tear, because this wasn't a gift. That IT was an honor, a brotherhood, a lifetime bond. And it all began with a poor little boy who helped a wounded biker on a lonely road. Backhand index pointing right. If you enjoyed this emotional story, make sure to subscribe to Biker's Hype. Backhand index pointing right. Like the video and share it with your friends. Backhand index pointing right. If you love Hell Angels, then share this video and help us reach our 1,000 subscribers target. Prove your love. Backhand index pointing right. And don't forget, comment your name to be featured as the next Hell Angel character in our upcoming videos.